Hello, what's up YouTube photographer Ronnie Sweet and I try. And in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can only create your frequency separation actions in Photoshop. So these are going to basically be like your own custom made or your own created free actions. So usually we may have instances whereby you left your PC at home and maybe you have to work on a different PC where you don't have your actions and you have to create them by yourself. Or if at all you want to create your own frequency separation actions for your personal issues and your computer doesn't have your actions. So this is a tutorial for you, and if at all you find it helpful, make it a point that you hit the like button, because when you hit the like button on the video, it helps the video really perform better and YouTube helps suggest it to so many people out there. So right now this is the image you're going to be using for purposes of demonstration and just creating the action. So in this case, I'm going to be showing you how you can create two different actions. So I'm just going to do it in one step, but always make sure to create 8-bit and 16-bit actions. So right now we're going to be using an 8-bit image right here. So in order to create your action, just come right to window and you come to action. So make sure action has been selected. So usually when creating actions, you have to put them in a group so that your actions can be a little bit uniform. So in order to do that, we are going to create this group right here, which is called a set, and we're going to name that set to frequency separation. I'm just going to name it demo because I have a couple of frequency separations in my Photoshop. I'm just going to come and press OK right here. So with that done, it's going to create a folder for you in which you have to record the action. So it is time to record the action. So in order to record the action, you can just come and press on this plus icon. And when you press on it, it is going to ask you to name your action. So I'm just going to name this into frequency 8-bit because I'm working with an 8-bit image. So the set is going to be the name for your action right here, and you can as well assign a function key for your action or a shortcut. So you can add whichever keys that you want to press on the keyboard to approve the actions or to play action, and you can as well assign a color. So let me just assign red, and I'm just going to simply press or hit on record. So you can see the action is now recording. So in order to record this action very well, you're just going to come and create two copies from the background by pressing Ctrl or Command J on the keyboard twice, just like that. And you're going to double click right there. We're going to name this to low frequency, and you're going to name this into high frequency, just like that. So after this, I'm just going to come and hide the high frequency layer. I'm just going to come and select the low frequency layer. After doing this, I'm just going to come to filter, and I'm going to come to blur and come to Gaussian blur. So usually your action is going to stop at this point, whereby you have to put on the blur values. So usually, since I tend to use a given amount of blur for most of my images, I tend to use a blur radius of 7. So this usually changes depending on how much level of textures or details that you have in the image. So when the action is playing, it usually stops at this point when you put in the Gaussian blur values or the radius. So I'm just going to come and press OK. So you can put whichever radius that you want. You can as well put a radius of 0.1 so that you can just drag and blur out the textures from the very start, and just come and press OK. So this step doesn't matter when you're recording your action. Just come and press OK. So you can see that it has also recorded the Gaussian blur. So usually we want the action to stop at the point when we're just going to start putting in or blurring out the textures from the skin. So in order to make the action stop, just come and click right on this point. So make sure you select Gaussian blur right here and click on this point. So this is going to stop or pause the action so that you can put in the Gaussian blur radius. So after that, we're just going to come to the high frequency layer, now select it and now activate it. Then you're going to come to image right here, and you're going to come down to apply image. So when you come to apply image, this is where you have to take maximum attention. So if at all you have 8 an 8-bit image, these are the settings that you have to approve on this step, and these are the values that you have to put. So we are going to select our low frequency here, because at this point we only want to extract our textures from this low frequency layer, and make sure the channel is RGB. And after that, make sure the blend mode for an 8-bit image is going to be subtract, and make sure the opacity is 100%. Preserve transparency and mask are not checked. Then make sure the scale is 2 and offset 128, and make sure invert is not checked. So always make sure the preview window or your preview is checked, and when you do this, you're going to notice that the textures are going to appear on this gray kind of layer. That is for an 8-bit image. So if I told you have 16, so for example, if I told you have 16 right here, it means your image is going to be a 16-bit image. So in order to put in the settings for a 16-bit image, make sure you select the low frequency layer, and the blend mode has to be add, opacity at 100%, preserve transparency and mask are not checked. The scale has to be 2 and offset has to be 0. But this time around, for a 16-bit image, make sure you turn on invert. So with that, you're going to get the textures on this gray kind of layer, and come and press OK. But since I'm dealing with an 8-bit image and I'm creating an 8-bit frequency separation action, just going to change the blend mode to subtract, opacity at 100, preserve transparency and mask are not checked. The scale has to be 2 and offset 128, and make sure invert is not turned on. So you have to create 2 actions. So you record the first one and get done with it. Then you record again the 16-bit action, so that you can have both recorded. And I'm just going to come and press OK. So after that, I'm just going to come to the blend mode and change it from normal, and I'm going to come to linear light, and it's going to get back the image the way it was meant to be. So usually I have a black and white layer created between my frequency separation groups. So what I do, I select the high frequency layer, and I come to the adjustments, and I create a black and white. Sorry, I'm just going to come and create a black and white adjustment layer. So just come and create a black and white adjustment layer. So usually I darken the reds just like that, and the oranges just like that. So this is more like a guide layer or a hope layer that is going to help you look at or identify the uneven skin tone transitions in the image. And I close that. Then usually I have an empty layer within my frequency separation action. So some people tend to love to retouch on the empty layer, because sometimes it seems to be a non-destructive kind of way of retouching. So what I do to create the empty layer between the high frequency layer and the low frequency layer, I select the low frequency layer and just come to the new layer icon right here, and I create that new empty layer. So with this done, I just come and select the low frequency layer right here. Then I press shift on the keyboard, and I drag up and click on this layer, and I press Ctrl or Command G on the keyboard to group this, and I'm just going to name this to frequency separation 8-bit, just like that. So after doing that, I open up this group, then I come straight to my low frequency layer and select it. So usually I want this action to record even the tool that I'm going to be using to record. So I come under the brushes and simply right click and select the mixer brush tool, and I set it accordingly. So the hardness is 0, the settings, clean brush. Then I select the option which says clean the brush after each and every stroke. The weight I use is 9%, the load of 75, the mix at 90, and the flow of 100%. Then I make sure sample all layers is not checked, and I leave this checked. So right now the action has recorded each and everything. So I'm just going to come under the actions right here. I'm just going to stop my action from playing, and that is, it has recorded every step that we apply to the image. So I'm just going to drop down this, and you can see action is right here. So I'm just going to come and delete this frequency separation process or layers, and prove if at all my action works well. So I'm just going to select the action right here. I'm just going to hit the play button, and you can see it has stopped at the point when I have to determine the amount of textures that I want to blur out of the image. So when it reaches this point, you blur out the textures just like that, and come and simply press OK, and it's going to continue running and create all those layers for you. And it has automatically selected our low frequency layer and our mixer brush tool. So right now you can just come and start blending the transitions within the skin, and I have a couple of tutorials about all this on this channel. So this is how to create your own free frequency separation action within Photoshop. And if at all you found this video helpful, make it a point that you hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe this channel. If at all you have been watching and you're not subscribed yet to this channel, Ronix from Ronix Photography, thank you for watching. I'll see you in yet amazing tutorials, and don't forget to keep practicing and also keep creating.